G'day guys, and today I'm going to do my tips for round 9 of the season, and I got 4 out of 9 last week, I'm pretty sure, so another horror week. It's been a couple of interesting rounds, upset wise. The AFL will be loving it. Going to delve into round 9 tips now. Geelong and the Western Bulldogs at Simonds Stadium. At long last, we've got a game at home. Finally, 9 games in. The Cats were extremely disappointing against the Bombers. Once again, 3 losses in a row, and you can have a look at the review if you want to see more info on that. And the Doggies, they just went down to the Eagles. They were gallant though. They came back, but couldn't get the chocolates. I'm going to go for the Dogs on this occasion. I'm going to go the Dogs by 10 points. I do reckon we're a much better side at home. I don't know what it is. We just seem to play better. And also we play a lot better against the better teams. But I know what the Dogs are going to produce. I don't know what we're going to produce. So I'll have to tip the Dogs, unfortunately. Sorry, Geelong. There you go. I've been wanting to tip against the Cats the last few weeks and finally have to do it, and now they'll probably win. But anyway, hopefully get the chocolates. St Kilda and Sydney at Etihad Stadium Saturday afternoon, and the Saints did what they had to do against the Blues with a nice victory, 19 points, and the Swans a big win over North Melbourne, taking control and starting to get into a bit of form. And for that reason exactly, I'm going to tip the Swans by 21 points. I think the Saints are slightly due. They've been up for a few weeks and they're a young side. I think Sydney, it'll be a close game, no doubt, but I just think Sydney are starting to just turn their tyres and get closer to where they want to be form-wise. So I'm going to go the Swans there. GWS and Richmond at Spotless Stadium. The Giants, a very brave win with 2 men down. 3-point victors over the Pies. Stevie J kicking the winner. And the Tigers, well, they'll be spewing once again. David Mundy, they must hate him so much for just tearing another game away from them in the jaws of defeat. So I'm going to go the Giants here by 29, mainly because it's at home. And I think they're just a little bit better than the Tigers. They're probably up in the top echelon of the competition. Tigers probably just a peg or 2 below them. So I think the Giants at home will certainly be hard to beat. Brisbane and Adelaide at the Gabba Saturday night match, and the Lions struggling a little bit, but they're getting there. And the Crows, speaking of struggle street, they've not been very good the last few weeks. Certainly their struggles, and Sloan's been tagged, and it's certainly helped the opposition a lot. I'm going to go the Crows here by 55. They're just a much better side. Brisbane let's have a look at it, probably bottom of the ladder. The Crows should get the job done here. Collingwood and Hawthorn at the MCG, and the Pies very unlucky, and a couple of late contentious decisions and reviews. And the Hawks, well, they were pretty good in the end and getting the job done against the Lions. And a tough game. They got home in the end by around 7 goals. And the Pies haven't beaten the Hawks for a very long time. I don't think since 2010. It's been a very long time. I think they lost by a point last year against the Hawks. And I think the Pies will get the chocolates this time. Collingwood with 12 points, and I reckon they should account for the Hawks. Got a lot of injuries. Hawthorn, Rioli, Stratton, and also Frawley out for long periods of time. That will not help them one bit. They'll need everyone on board to win. Essendon and West Coast at Etihad Stadium, and the Bombers a great win over Geelong. Geelong didn't play well. That's why they won. West Coast at Etihad, they got a nice win over the Dogs Friday night at Domain Stadium, so they'll be very impressed with that. Grueling victory. I'm going to go the Eagles by 18 points here. Let's be honest, Bombers have lost 4 of their last 5, minus last week, and I think the Eagles are slowly getting into some good form. A bit like Sydney, they're just starting to collect themselves and get there, and I think the Eagles will be able to come to Melbourne and get a win. They're a much better side, has to be said. Melbourne and North Melbourne at the MCG, and the D's are an amazing win over Adelaide, one of their best wins over the last 10-15 years. In North Melbourne, promising, but the Swans got them quite comfortably in the end. The D's, I'm going to have to go the D's, 16 points. They're just playing much better footy and a relentless style that looks very hard to beat. It'll be a tough one because Melbourne don't play very well when they're expected to win, so it'll be interesting. But I think the D's, with their relentless, crazy pressure and their class around the ground, if they get their heads together correctly, they'll be fine and they'll get the win over North Melbourne, who are somewhat struggling. Fremantle and Carlton at Domain Stadium, and the Dockers, again, they just find a way. Ross the boss is back. Freo by 2 points over the Blues, over the Tigers, and Carlton They were going against the Saints but couldn't quite get the bacon on that one. Last year, the Blues unbelievably caused an amazing upset. Haven't beaten the Dockers up there for a very long time. Going to go to the Dockers by 8 points here. I think it'll be close. It's going to be a dire affair. If you want to put a bet down, it's going to be under a certain amount of points. It's going to be very low scoring. No doubt about that. But I think the Dockers at their home deck, they're playing some good footy. They're getting some good wins. They should be able to camp for Carlton. So we've also got Gold Coast and Port Adelaide. They've got the bye this week, as you would expect from the Shanghai little setup there. So those are my tips for round 9. Feel free to comment your tips as well. And don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe for more of these tips and Geelong Cats reviews and random AFL show stuff. So that'll be awesome. Thanks for hanging around, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.